the danger of allowing illegal immigrants to continue to stay in South Africa. That is why you see every South Africa is not with the way things are going. Coming to come take over the whole because they want to take care.
In each and every space. So some of the spaces must close with the obstacles, and then we know that we deploy our people in strategic positions that can cover those routes coming in here.
Madam, let's a little so do born in Mozambique or born in South Africa? Oh, but you've got the citizen and ID. Ne? Or the fact is because the young lady has an ID. Ne?
The certificate, I have a passport.
Passport.
When I was patrolling with you, you have seen there was one who was having an infant. You apprehend, you take her back to the SAPS for deportation, and you will see again. Within 3-4 hours, she will be back into the country.
Imagine a situation where your neighbor's kids simply rock up in your house unannounced, very late, and they are tired. They're telling you that they are hungry. And because you are a good neighbor, you give them food and you even let them eat first before your kids could be served. And because it's already late at night, you decide that they're also going to sleep here. Maybe you might have tried to reach out to their parents to no avail. And it also seems that their parents, they are not really bothered where their kids are at the moment. This continues. And when it is time to sleep, you even sacrifice your children's bed so that they could sleep comfortably because they are visitors. And you decide that because you are a good neighbor, your own children are going to sleep on the floor. This continues and continues and continues. And of course, at the later stage, you realize that, no, this is too much. Overstretching your financial resources in the house. Now that you used to have or prepare for a 4 individual household, all of a sudden now you have about 8. You complained to them to say that now I think it is time that you go back home and look for your parents, because I've been trying to reach out to your parents, but they don't seem to be bothered by. Unfortunately, I can no longer afford to have you and my kids at the same time. And when you tell them that, they start throwing tantrums at you, and they boldly tell you that they are not going to go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what has been happening with illegal immigration in South Africa. And unfortunately, our infrastructure, our resources, health, education, they cannot take it anymore. That's the honest truth. Yes, you might say that healthcare in South Africa is free. But is it really free for everyone? South Africans, currently, they are regarded as one of the highly taxed citizens in Africa and in the world. This government has about 28 million South African citizens that are on social security. We spend about 30 to 40% of our annual budget towards what we call social spending, which includes things like health, education, social welfare. That is a lot of money that is coming out of taxpayers. And guess what? It's not affordable because this country of ours has been on negative economic growth for the past 16 years. We've been running budget deficit since the year 2008, 2009. And as such, our national debt as a country moved from 627 billion around 2009-2010 financial year. To date, we're sitting at 5 trillion. We spend about 424 billion rands on annual basis towards debt service cost. That translates to 1.1 billion per day that is going towards debt service cost. Is it sustainable? No. Is our government willing to deal with the issue? No, they are not willing because we as taxpayers, we are funding them. Their VIP lifestyle is at the cost of taxpayers. Rolling with blue lights vehicles, they don't fill the potholes that we fill. They live in expensive estates with security. They don't feel the impact of crime that we feel. They don't go to public health facilities. They go to private. They don't feel what we feel. That is exactly what is happening in South Africa. And South Africans are saying, now we have had enough. But our government is not willing to listen. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, at this point in time, the revolution is imminent.
Recently, I see there's a lot of information that confirms that all of this looting is also exacerbated by the appointment of illegal or legal foreigners, for that matter. There are certain positions that whether a foreigner is legal in a country or not, they may not be in such a position, such as security, I think certain treasury positions, all the sections of government that are excessively sensitive and that can put the country at risk from a security point of view or fiscal management point of view. We have a whole host of people in the SAPs, in the NPA, in the courts, in basically across the board in government, very, very senior people appointed into positions in government who are illegal foreigners, who have fraudulent, identity documents, who are foreigners also, even if they are legal, but they should not be in such a position because naturally, if I'm a foreigner in a country, how patriotic am I going to be really?
You could argue that two ways, because in many cases, the foreigner ends up being more patriotic than the person that's born there.
I hate foreigners, and the government is doing nothing. Our kids have turned into zombies. It's all because of them.
But I'm wondering why. You said you hate foreigners.
Most of them are selling drugs. You can ask my son. He will tell you. He started smoking drugs when he was 14 years old. He said it's crystal. That's him.
Dimakato is part of Operation Dudula, an anti-migrant campaign group and newly formed political party. They blame foreigners for the poor state of the economy and high levels of crime. Critics of Operation Dudula say they're fueling hatred. Figures show about 6.5% of the country's population are migrants. I joined the group as they went to confront a local shopkeeper who they say is in a dispute with his landlady over rent.
Where's the papers of this business? Bring the papers, put the papers here.
Ama-document ukuthi ube la wena amaphepha ukuthi usebenze la South Africa now.
You don't have to
Tshela nge-passport issue uyovakasha maqeda mele uhambe ubuyele.
The shopkeeper is forced to sign an agreement giving him 2 months to leave the premises.
This is Vigilante.
This one?
This.
No.
You're not a judge, you're not a policeman, you're not a lawyer, but you just tried to hold a hearing.
Since you intervened, you made sure there's a peace.
Well, you threatened him and you didn't really give him a real option. I was there, I saw it.
You're not Vigilante. He is illegally here. If he was not here, we wouldn't never have this problem.
I've come to meet Annie, who's a campaigner for migrant rights.
Don't worry, I'm not going to show your face.
They destroyed all my clothes.